What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? What's up, everybody? It's Lydia with another episode of hashtag Renaissance Woman TV. Here we are. So yeah, it's been a minute since my last episode for Renaissance Women TV. I honestly had some snags, some hiccups, we'll say that, here lately in life. I mean, that happens, right? So, but first things first, y'all check out my shirt. Do y'all see what this says? Renaissance Woman. One of those sponsored ads, and you know, just looking through and saw a few of the slides and saw Renaissance Woman, and I was just like, they must have knew that I was looking on their page. So had to cop that, had to get that on and to represent real quick. So shout out to them again. Also freedom.com. No sponsorship, just wanted to shout them out. But y'all, this is a new episode. This is a new time, a new day. And I'm just excited to be back into the swing of things. As I said, life has happened. And I honestly wanted to come and talk about what it feels like to be put into that corner when you basically have people to try to shield you away from what you want to do. Meaning, I know that for me, becoming a Renaissance woman took quite a trek. It's still quite a trek, but the beginning parts of getting here made so many of my choices. It was just really important to make sure that the choices that I've made were precise, and at times they weren't correct, and at times they were. And you know, I mean, that happens a lot when you have a lot of interest. For me, myself, I love to sing, I love to dance, I love to act. I didn't go to a performing arts high school. I had the chance to. I had the interest to do it, but I also had an interest to go to the high school which I chose, which was Louisville Central High School in Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm from. It's the only all-black high school in the city. My mother went there, two of my aunts went there. I had been going to their football games and basketball games ever since I was little, and I actually had the dream of becoming a cheerleader. Funny thing about that, as much as I love cheerleading, I basically was the miniature mascot for the team, and I even had the chance to cheer with the Little League team. Didn't get to. And when I had the chance to go the performing arts way, I didn't take it. I think a lot of times people, you know, when you have folks in your ear, you know, whether it's family, friends, peers, people that call themselves your friends, it can definitely steer you the way that you feel like you should go. Let me tell you something. If you have an interest in whatever, whether it's in the arts, engineering, whether it's to become a professional skateboarder, whatever it is, it's possible. You just have to believe that it is. My biggest thing when I first, you know, was looking into want to become a professional, if you will, I had always been in like choir. I was on the step team from like middle school all the way up until high school. Still was involved in cheerleading in some way, but not like competitively. Love sports, so made my way around that. But when it came to the arts, it was like, if I wasn't singing in choir, doing talent shows and stuff here and there, it basically became this notion that if I saw anything about acting, or if I saw anything about singing, saw anything about dancing, it was just like, oh, that'd be cool. I had friends that were into it, that were, you know, doing monologue competitions and poetry slams and all this type of stuff. And with me, you know, loving to write and do poetry myself, I didn't take that notion to be like, oh, let me do this so that I can get better at it. I would love to go to them, but as far as participating in them, I didn't do that. So that leads me to one thing: fear. Fear is one thing that we as humans feel like it's just a part of us, which in some case it is, but if you are a believer of God, which I am, fear is not something that God put in us. Fear is of the enemy. Fear is that thing that basically tries to stand in your way whenever you are going for something. Fear is that ultimate obstacle that we always put in front of ourselves to be like, oh, I really want to do this thing, but I can't because I'm just scared, or I don't know what it's going to come out like, or I don't know, I want to start this thing called Renaissance Women TV and I don't know how people are going to take it. Here we are, episodes later, and it's happening. It's one of those things that you have to pray about if you choose to. It's one of those things that you have to just push through, right? And you have to just put everything into this goal, right, of doing whatever it is that you want to do. I didn't know, or I didn't decide on fully going for this whole path, this whole career, really until I got to college. So like I said, the high school I chose to go to, it wasn't a performing arts high school, but we did have, it was a lot of people that were into something creative or just into something artistically. Crazy enough, like every time we had talent shows, I had people who, you know, were friends of mine or whatever, and could dance their butts off. Like literally all the dances and stuff that people are making up and stuff now, people in my school, just my graduating class was just like ridiculous with making up dances and just little things and just like, you know, go viral or whatever throughout school. People could sing their tails off. Like it felt like it was somewhat of a performing arts high school. Like I said, it was a magnet school for medical and business and law. I chose to go for pediatric dentistry because at that time I was wearing braces. And I had somewhat of an interest in it, I guess because I was going through, you know, going to the orthodontist and learning more about teeth and all this stuff. Plus we got to wear scrubs, so that was a plus. It definitely, like I said, it sparked my interest a little bit, but always in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to perform. I knew I wanted to sing and dance and act and do all these things. I took it upon myself once I got to college to just explore, you know, as one freshman does, and see what's out there. So my freshman year in college was a challenging year. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I was 2 hours away from home. Not too far, but not too close. My parents weren't there. I had some people from where I was from, well, a lot of people from where I was from there, but I didn't really have too many bad distractions. It was really just me, just not putting forth the effort. And I failed. I failed my freshman year in college, both semesters. And that's another thing that I feel like people are scared to do when they're going after their goals and dreams. Failure. Listen, my freshman year, after that, I was put on probation. And it definitely was that kick in the butt that I needed. Because after that, I didn't see another D, another F. I didn't even see C's until I did a summer class and I had to get at least a C average to stay in my program. Once I decided that I didn't want to do dentistry, I went ahead and did broadcast journalism, and I made theater my minor. But with me being on probation, there were certain classes that I knew it was going to be a little bit more tough. So I just, you know, knocked out my electives. Y'all, your girl was just all around going crazy. Like not a bad crazy, but I made myself so busy to where it was like people thought that I left school. People thought I was gone. Like nobody knew I was around. And it was just like, when people would see me on campus, they'd just be like, where you been at? In class. I thought you went home. Yeah, I was in my apartment. Oh, for real? Dang, I thought you've been in your apartment this whole time. Now I go to class and then I go home because that's I don't have time for the bull. Like I literally made it a point to do my work and not be distracted and just go forth on what I wanted to get done. Being in broadcast journalism, I had the goal of, like I said, I love sports. So I wanted to be a sportscaster. I wanted to be on ESPN. I saw that there were not, back then there weren't a lot of black female anchors or sportscasters that were on. I mean, you had Sage Steele, Jamel Hill, love her, and there were a few other people, Carrie Champion. Now, I mean, it's definitely getting to be more of them. But back then it was just like there really weren't a lot of women to like look up and be like, oh, I want to do that. I mean, just watching SportsCenter every day like I do, it just kind of put that in my mind, like they need more of us. It was just like being on the sideline and, you know, doing the breakdown of the game. Literally so many things that I've always been interested in. And I remember there was a short film that I was a part of. And I spoke with the director of it because I was in the midst of writing a play. But writing plays, writing poetry, writing, you know, songs and everything. At one point I had this block. And I remember going to her for some writing advice. And in the midst of me getting this advice about writing, she stopped me and she was like, so what is it that you want to do? And the way that she asked, it was like, well, I mean, I want to sing, I want to act, I want to do all these things, and I'm running down the list. And she's like, okay, you can do all these things. That can't, that do just stuck off to me. She kept talking, but those 3 words was just like, what you mean? Like, what do you mean I can't do all these things? Like, if I put my mind to it, then I can do it. That's literally what you're told, right? From those that believe in you. Okay? And when she's talking to me, she's just like, you know, if you want to go towards writing, focus on writing. If you want to focus on singing, go towards, you know, singing auditions. If you want to act, go towards TV, film, all this stuff. And then even that, it was like, if you want to do theater, if you want to do film, you got to choose one. And that was another thing that just put me in a frenzy, because it's like theater, I love. Film is my ultimate love, ultimate like goal to do more TV and film. I've had the chance and opportunities to do as such, and I of course am on the track to do much more. But theater has always been that thing for me that I can always just fall back on, because it gives you such a light, right? Like the live aspect of it has always just, you know, touched me in such a way. Like it just makes my heart jump when I'm just like, ooh, every time I'm about to go back on stage. Like I haven't gotten nervous in a long time when I'm doing shows, but I always get that anxious feeling of, ooh, like I wonder what the audience is gonna think. If I have my friends and family out there, like I wonder what they're gonna think. Like this, I love it. When she's talking to me about choosing one thing, it rubbed me in such a way to be like, you know what? I don't need to be talking to you about this, because obviously, you know, you don't believe in what I see. And that's gonna happen too. There's gonna be times where you may go to a person with so much on your heart and mind about what you seek for yourself, and not everybody's gonna see it, not everybody's gonna feel it, and not everybody's gonna hear you. Not everybody's gonna listen. They may hear you, but not everybody's gonna listen to you. And in that instance, I took it upon myself to just be like, you know what, girl, thank you so much. Appreciate the advice that you gave me. I'ma just take that and I'ma go. I didn't take what she said into consideration, just because it was like I didn't believe her. I didn't believe that you can't do more than one thing. Otherwise, how are you going to become a Renaissance woman, a Renaissance man? There was an interview that I watched with Billy Porter where he was talking about this same thing, and how he was talking with I think a producer or a director, I can't remember, and literally he told him the same thing. It was just like, you can't do both. You can't do this. You can't do that. And he was just like, what do you mean? Because at that time he was like, I don't have the capacity to not do more than one thing. I feel as though when certain artists get into, you know, this wave of like making it, whatever they're making it is, whatever their level of success that they want to achieve. Anybody that, you know, seeks themselves out to be, say, a local actor wherever they are, that's okay, that's cool. I don't want to be that. I love being in the city that I'm in. There are some of the most talented people here that I have ever met, that grace the stage, that grace the screen, that sing their tails off, that act their tails off, and make it work and make it what it is, and cause for the theater and film scene here to be what it is. But as an artist, you kind of just take that in stride, and you're like, if you really want to spread your wings and make a mark, you got to step out the box. It's all right to move past where you are and see where else you can thrive. I moved away from home 2 weeks after I graduated college. It was by far the most nerve-wracking I've ever felt, because yeah, I was 2 hours away from home for school, but then I chose to move 6 hours away from home. It's not far, but it ain't close. And I literally I was scared. That fear, again, it came and it said, hey, do you really want to do this? Do you really want to move all the way from your family, where you literally have like one family member, to pursue this dream of yours? And it's like, I literally had to step back. I knew that with all the talent that I had, and with the hard work that I had instilled, from the failures that I put through, from the just all around put down that I put on myself, that I let other people put down on me, I knew that with that, even till now, that there's really nothing that can stop me. Only I can stop me. And that's another thing. When you let yourself put all these things into your head and be like, should I do that? Can I do that? Will I do that? How am I gonna do that? Only you're gonna know. So unless you believe in yourself, you'll never know until you try. That's it. Also have news. I'm gonna be on a cruise ship again for close to 6, possibly 8 months. And my last contract that I had, I was on for 6 months, and I kept thinking, dang, I should just like vlog a little bit more. So I went to some beautiful places, met some beautiful people. My cast was wonderful. Like, we had a great time. It was a learning experience for sure. And I want to do more with that. I want to do more with, you know, vlogging about that, with you know, putting my experiences on camera. So I might take y'all along with me while I'm out there. I'm gonna be in my cabin. I'm gonna be doing the show. I'm gonna be doing some traveling. It's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be challenging because we are still living within a pandemic, and cruise ships are a doozy as well. But hey, it's work, and it's an opportunity that God has put into my life. So I thank him, and I'm grateful, and we're gonna do this thing. Yeah, look, y'all, I love you so much. Thank you all again so much for your support. Always. I had a bunch of people that were just like, so you were doing something on YouTube, right? Are you still doing it? And it was just like, yeah, I got ideas. We're gonna see how they happen, but here we are. All right, y'all, I'm getting out of here, but be looking forward to the next episode. I promise it won't be too long. I just be working. I'm busy and things happen, but we're gonna make it happen. All right, y'all. Peace and love.